Blitz on 2 is sponsored by Holy City Heating and Air, Steen Enterprises, Baker Motor Company, and True to Word.
Hey everybody, and once again, welcome to the Blitz on 2. It's week 2 of the high school football season. You can't teach height, right? I'm Mark Morgan. Every Friday night at this time, we will be your one-stop shopping for all your high school football needs.
Yeah, hashtag genetics. Yeah, that is right. Glad to have you back. I'm Dan Fanning. The rivalry between Berkeley and Somerville has stood the test of time. These two started playing each other 100 years ago. Tonight's meeting marks the 88th time the Stags and Green Wave have met on the gridiron. To John McKissick Field we go. Green Wave win the toss. They elect to receive 2 plays from scrimmage. Jaden Cummings airs it out. Sheldon Glenn hauls it in. Give him 6. 53 ticks in. It is 7-0 Wave. Next possession. Cummings, quick hitter to Yannick Smith. Watches the ECU commit. Does the rest. Number 3 strolls in, strike up the band, 14-zip Somerville.
I say it every week, Dan. This was very well shot.
Well, thank you, sir. Stags D-line causes some pressure late in the first. Landon Jackson loses his lid, but still comes up with the sack. Second quarter, still 14-zip, 4th down for Berkeley. Henry Rivers over the middle, but it is picked off by Jaden Kelly Murray, the Frosh. Hightails it all the way back. He appears that he might take it all the way, but he is dragged down right there at the 10. A big play by the freshman DB. Next play, who else but Yannick Smith in the Wildcat. He won't be denied. Kid is a PTPer, as Dickie V would like to say, prime time player. We go to the board. The Wave roll in. Somerville hangs 62 on Berkeley. Green Wave win our game of the week, 62-27. Now Fort D on the road against one of the best teams in the Peach State, and the Patriots take it on the chin by your final score of 41-0.
Keep right on rolling. Cane Bay and West Ashley right here. Look at the West Ashley Wildcats as they take the field, starting the season 2-0, looking for their 3rd win. Look at the defense. This was expected to be a defensive struggle, hard-fought game early on, and it certainly was. You see Cane Bay here finally kind of going up top, a 15-yard gain out of bounds, gave them a 1st down. They're moving the sticks on this one. 2 field goals by Cane Bay early on, gave them a 6-0 lead. Again, this thing, a real defensive struggle. Cane Bay led 13-0 at the half. West Ashley then came back and took the lead, but Cane Bay will win. Look at that defense. Both teams really fighting for every yard, for every point. There's that other field goal early on in that second quarter. We go to the board, and I mentioned Cane Bay comes back to beat West Ashley, alma mater of Dan Fanning, your final 19-14.
Yeah, I think I'm done for the rest of the show. You can go ahead.
It's okay. The Blitz on 2 keeps right on rolling. An interesting matchup this evening involving one of the many first-year coaches in the Lowcountry and a tough roadie for AR as well.
Yeah, and an impressive Week 1 win for new Swamp Fox Jeff Tate, as his boys had the anti-venom for the Cobras of Cane Bay last week. AR up 20-12 in the 3rd quarter up at Conway. The Tigers, Justin Hill on the handoff, and he runs 20 yards, drives forward. Nice gain there by the Conway Tiger for the 1st down. Hill then with the rock one more time, and he runs for yet another 20 yards. He is finally tackled by a host of AR defenders. Then Jaquan Brantley, 15 yards, dodges multiple attempted tackles. There's a Brantley I covered at Conway named Pooh. I don't know if that's any relation, but anyway, he reaches for the end zone. I guess he maybe get in. Then Tigers do finally capitalize on the long drive, getting 6 there. Conway down 20-19, but we go to the board, and how about it? AR. They go to 2-0 on the year with a 33-25 win.
Nice road win for the first-year head coach in the Lowcountry. Sumter at Goose Creek. Gamecocks up 21-12, 3.5 minutes into the second quarter. Pete Marchand will swing it out to John Peoples. Watch some hard yards here before he is finally brought down. That drive will end in a field goal attempt. It is up. It is good for the visitors. Sumter's on top at that point, 24-12. Goose Creek trying to answer back before the half. Kamani Clary rolls out and fires over the middle.
to Malik McGowan.
Malik McGowan. I can't read Dan's writing. That was a great catch. The Gators settle for 3 before the half.
Mark left his glasses upstairs.
The kick is good. I need bifocals. 24-15 at the half was the score after that field goal. Visitors on top, and we go to the board. Sumter, wow, pulls away to win it. 50-15 over the Gators.
And staying in Goose Creek, right down the road. Lexington visiting Stratford, another tight one early on. The Wildcats with it. Markel Bird takes the handoff, goes straight up the gut. He gains 12 before he is brought down. That drive continues. Bird, one more time, 15 yards this time. Speaking of birds, Mark Morgan, a big bird aficionado.
That is correct.
The drive stalls. Stratford with it here. Jakin Davis fires downfield. Owen Letson is there with a nice pitch and catch, 28 yards on the play. Then the Knights cash in. Cha-ching! Watches Eric McCary goes 15 yards for the score. PAT was good. 7-zip Stratford. Lisa Smalls on the camera. But we go to the final. Lexington gets a game-winning field goal as time expires. Stratford falls at home 25-24.
We are just getting warmed up here on the Blitz on 2. I'm going to grab some water in a second. We're going to step away for a brief timeout.
Yeah, when we come back, we check in with the Battle of JI. The Trojans tried to PTI, protect the island against neighbor First Baptist. Stay with us. And welcome back into the Blitz on 2. The non-region gauntlet continues tonight for OCA.
That is correct, Dan. Remember, Oceanside trying to bounce back from that, what was a bad loss to South Florence last week. This turned out to be an amazing game. Carolina Forest leading 13-6 all the way into the third quarter. This game was a close one, went down to the very last seconds. Less than a minute on the clock. Oceanside in the red zone, quarterback Edward Reidenbach is scrambling around. Look at him move, decides to keep it himself. He reaches in for the touchdown. Land Sharks now trailing 13-12. Wow, the Land Sharks will then go for it all, going for 2, not the extra point. Reidenbach again finds the end zone. That is gutsy. Oceanside takes the lead 14-13 over Carolina Forest. Look at the celebration. Then the Panthers trying to make a last-second comeback. Quarterback Ethan Hamilton airs it out, 20 seconds left. Finian Mayhood gets the first down and stops the clock. Carolina Forest trying to make it happen, but they are unable to score on the next snap, and the Panthers drop a heartbreaker while the Land Sharks win a thriller. That's called coming up big on the road. Oceanside 14, Carolina Forest 13.
All the Queensmen, James Island taking on neighbor First Baptist on the island. Early on, our Montre showtime. Scott does his thing. 35 yards straight up the middle on the handoff. He is gone. J.I. breaking out the new orange chrome lids. That's a good look. Strike up the band. Then one more time, Braxton Scott going downtown to Whooshy Ravenel. Number 0, Agent 0 in, 28 yards on the play. Touchdown, Trojans. Try for 2 is good. 15-0 J.I. You know, plenty of the Trojans tonight on the island as we go to the board. James Island rumble over First Baptist 64-0. Now, once again, Russell the Muscle did some heavy lifting up the coast. We may need to check on him because he said that he hurt his toe in Georgetown this evening.
I know. I hope he's going to be okay. Russ Bradley, our guy, helping us out. And remember, our WOW winners from last week, the Iron Horses, looking to be road warriors tonight at Georgetown. Let's check out those highlights from Georgetown there. Let's shake some hands. Look at the beautiful weather up there, too, huh? We open this thing up. Iron Horses trying to go up 3-0 early first quarter. KJ Asbury, close friend of the show, he's gone. When that dude gets a step, you're not catching him. The Iron Horses have some horses. 7-0 Philip Simmons after that sequence. Bulldogs trying to answer. Michael Spignardo has other ideas. Remember, he had an INT last week, too. I shot that game. Russell Bradley shooting this one. Spignardo, is he going to the house? No, inside the 5 with the return. Remember, he plays both ways. Outstanding wide receiver as well. 4 plays later, Tavian Orellana dumps it off to Sherrod Williams. Williams walks in. Week by week, the Iron Horses, one of the best teams in the Lowcountry, folks. Georgetown finds a scoreboard late first quarter. That's Tyquez Harrison, also a friend of the show. Talked to him prior to the season starting. Muscles in for the touchdown, 14-7 visitors. We go to the scoreboard. Philip Simmons moves to 3-0 on the season. An impressive roadie, 48-14, the victory over Georgetown.
The Battle of the Warriors. Wando at home facing off against Stahl. Zach Osthoff fires downfield to Max Roten. A gain of 25, first down Warriors of Wando. That led to this 10-yard toss from Osthoff to Carter Adams, not Carter Morgan. Wando in charge on the TD.
Oh, thanks, man.
On the PAT high snap, Kay Corella decides to run Cobra Kai, and he finds daylight, scoops into the end zone. And it was that kind of night for Wando. One of the Warriors was going to win this game, and it was the home-standing Warriors of Wando as they blank Stahl 55-0.
We keep right on rolling on the Blitz on 2. Burke hosting Academic Magnet. Let's do it. Raptors with it, leading 3-0, and they go for it all. Quarterback Campbell Stoiklosa fires downfield, and Dean McCullough's there to haul in and watch McCullough. Avoids two defenders and completes a 62-yard scoring play. The PAT is good. Academic Magnet leads it 10-0. Now Burke with it, trying to move the sticks. This is one of my favorite players in the Lowcountry, Alan Royce III. He's done this much of the early season. Where is he? There he is. He is a hard guy to bring down, Dan. A 25-yard scamper.
Deuce Vaughn, the new Cowboy running back.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the Cowboys. First down, Bulldogs. That led to this 1-yard run by Jaden Brown. Try for two was no good, but Burke was on the board. It's 10-6. A low-scoring affair throughout. We go to the board. Tough loss for Burke. Nice win for the Raptors in this one. 18-12 is your final from Stony Field.
My favorite South Point alum in the Lowcountry, Devontae Holloman in Pinewood hosting Ben Lippin. Late first half, Panthers up 7-0. Tavian Cutney and the Wildcat around the right side to tie things at 7 apiece. If you want to know who the other South Point alum is, find me on X. 14 ticks before half, Pinewood punt. We go to the locker room, right? Wrong. Let's find out. How about this? The Ben Lippin return man does not get away. The ball hits him. How about that? Pinewood recovered. It is my man Corley Watson recovering there. But then, watch this. Pinewood lines up for a field goal with 2 seconds left. It is blocked. Look who scoops it up. It's the same guy that botched the return.
No way.
Blake Bost. You can't script that any better for Blake. He takes it back all the way for the touchdown. Pinewood would go into the locker room down 7. And we go to the final scoreboard. They get beat by 7. The Falcons of Ben Lippin come down to Somerville and Pinewood Falls 28-21.
All right, another brief time out here on the Blitz. We'll let the sponsors kind of do their thing for a minute.
Yeah, that is right. Some more scores. Also, our play of the night. We go back to Oceanside. Stay with us. Blitz on 2 continues after this break.
Welcome back to the Blitz on 2 alongside Dan Fanning. I'm
Hello.
Mark Morgan. We're going to go through a few scores from around the Lowcountry. We start with what has to be considered a surprise. North Charleston goes on the road to beat Baptist Hill 40-14. A huge win for the Cougars. Again, trying to rebuild that program. A great win for them. Denmark Olar also goes on the road to beat St. John's out on Johns Island 24-6. That fun.
And some more scores. The Yellow Jackets of Andrews sting Carvers Bay 42-6. Then May River all over Waccamaw. Sharks win big 45-6.
The scores continue. What a
nice
shootout.
Scoring affair.
What a lot of defense. I was teasing the Military Magnet coach on Twitter. I said, hey, coach, great defense, huh? 56-42. Military Magnet over Palmetto Christian and Porter Gowd. It's a pretty good little football team too, Dan. And the Skeezer ranks easily over Camden Military tonight. Your final there, 49-0.
And some more Skeezer scores to show you this evening. St. John's Christian Cavaliers win over Calhoun Academy 22-8. Also, Williamsburg Academy, they go on the road to beat Florence Christian 20-18.
And a couple more scores.
Wow, check out the Fighting Johnny Waters.
I was going to say the Fighting Johnny Waters win on the road. Talk about a reboot. Talk about a culture change. Well, they lose 29 games in a row. Now they're 3-0. Is that correct? I wasn't a math guy at Kentucky, but I thought that was close. 40-12 over Thomas Hayward. Also, another shootout, Dan. Colleton Prep falls to Branchville tonight. Your final there, 38-31.
And let's go back to Oceanside and Carolina Forest for the play of the night. I guess 2 plays of the night. Edward Reidenbach Oceanside down late. He runs over a man, then trucks him into the end zone. Nicole, if you can hear this, just go ahead and take out the super because that is the wrong one. Then later, Oceanside, thank you, going for it. He rumbles in for the 2-point conversion. Oceanside goes up 14-13. The celebration is on for Oceanside. Take another look. Edward Reidenbach muscles his way in, lunges over the goal line, and Oceanside goes on the road to knock off Carolina Forest 14-13. Now,
that was amazing.
I say so. Some great high school action tonight. Now, week 1 of the college slate tomorrow.
That's right, and you're going on the road to cover your South Carolina Gamecocks. You went to school there.
I would say so. So, yeah, not a betting man, but I say Carolina takes that one tomorrow night.
Okay, South Carolina, to me, has to win that football game against North Carolina because if you look at South Carolina's schedule, to find 8 or 9 wins, Dan, you cannot lose to North Carolina in the opener with what's to come. You got to win that football game.
Yeah, I would say so. Kind of an early barometer test. See where South Carolina is. See where they can kind of take the end of the regular season, kind of build off that momentum going into this coming season. Drake May. A lot has talked about North Carolina's quarterback. Can USC kind of slow him down? Then can Spencer Rattler, kind of much maligned during his time at Oklahoma, his time at USC, can he kind of put it all together his senior year for South Carolina? Then the Citadel opens up their slate tomorrow at Georgia Southern, a kind of old SoCon rivalry.
That's right, an opener for Maurice Drayton on the road. We'll have all of that tomorrow. Make sure and stick with News 2 Sports. Thanks so much for joining us for another edition of the Blitz on 2.
Yeah, that is right. Thanks for tuning in, Dan Fanning, Mark Morgan. Make sure you tune in next week for week 3 of the Blitz on 2. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.